Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. From the title, it's been a while and it's been a long time coming because I had this for a while, but finally I'm doing a review of the new Roman Blur Fudge Tint. Now by the time this video comes out, you guys will probably know that I'm actually missing 3 colors, and they are the 3 new additional 9 and to 11. But just so you know, I will get my hands on them and I will have like a special feature of those 3 because I want to do those 3 colors comparison with the Pere Pere Inkwood Matte Tint. So stay tuned for that because that will be a part 2. And the reason why I want to do a comparison with that is because I know there will be a lot of questions in terms of the similarity and the differences between this fudge tint and the Pere Pere Inkwood Matte Tint. So I thought, why not feature those 2 in the second video, and they have the new additional colors as well because I am missing some of the colors in the Pere Pere Inkwood Matte Tint. If you guys have watched my Pere Pere Inkwood Matte Stick swatches previously as well. I only have 7 colors here, but originally it actually comes in 8 colors. When I tried purchasing this one, number 2, and still now as well, has been sold out in most of the places, and even if I can find it being available, the shipping cost in New Zealand is ridiculous. So I thought, why not just flag it and hopefully I can get my hands on them eventually. The first main feature of this tint is proved to be mask proof, which I will do like a mask proof test really soon for you guys, and also it's supposed to give you a very soft blur matte but also applying easily as well to give you that effect, and it's supposed to be long lasting, so we'll see how it is. I have to say the packaging really meets the features that they try to promote, which is that whole like blur effect, and you can see from the packaging it's like this glassy finish that you can see it has that blur effect on it, which I think is really nice. And when you go on, it has like a long pointy applicator as well. In terms of the application, I have to say when you first take it out, it looks very lumpy on the application, and the reason for that is because the texture is definitely like a moussey texture. And when I first applied this, straight away the first thing that came across my mind when applying this was that it really reminds me of the 3CE Cloud Lip Tint. So that has been released like maybe a couple years ago, and I still remember that it has that moussey texture but applied very easily. And if I compare this application with the 3CE Cloud Lip Tint, I would have to say the 3CE Cloud Lip Tint is definitely softer than this Roman tint. This one you can definitely feel more of that thicker moussey texture when applying on your lips, but when you actually spread it out, you don't feel that texture anymore and it feels really buttery and soft on your lips. And if I have to compare this quickly with the Pere Pere Inkwood Matte Tint, I would have to say that the Pere Pere Inkwood Matte Tint is definitely also softer than this Roman Blur Fudge Tint as well. In terms of the scent, apparently this smells a bit like vanilla scent, and I definitely have to agree. And again, I feel like the scent of this reminds me of the 3CE Cloud Lip Tint as well, where it has the exact same scent to it as well, but once you apply it on your lips, it disappears completely. So those who are really sensitive with smell, you're not gonna smell any of that. For the finish on the lips, it's supposed to give you this matte finish. For me, I only feel that matte texture as you tend to use it a little bit longer. So in that 1 hour mark, I would say it still feel quite buttery and soft, but I wouldn't say it's like matte. It's probably like semi-matte, and the longer you wear it, that's when you feel that matte effect coming through. So if you have dry lips like me, I would say comfort-wise, this is actually really comfortable. Speaking of dry lips, I would have to say that this particular tint do accentuate your dry patches, so I definitely recommend you to actually exfoliate your lips before applying this, because not only does it actually accentuate the dry patches, it actually darkens up all those dry patches area, so it actually makes your lips color look really uneven and you can see it looks really patchy, which is really unfortunate because a lot of these colors are actually really beautiful, but if you don't exfoliate properly, it's not gonna look really pretty. And I did show you guys the close-up so you guys can see where I'm coming from, because I want to show you guys if you guys have dry lips like me. For the longevity, I would have to say the longevity depends what you do. If you don't eat or drink it's actually a decent amount of time. But you know, times like us right now where we use a lot of face masks, I would have to say the longevity is not that long, and it's probably the same amount as the Pere Pera Inkwood Matte Tint, where it only lasts for a few hours. However, I feel like if you do apply a fuller lip, then the longevity tends to last a little bit longer because it does fade off and look a bit like that gradation effect. It doesn't look too bad, but if you do apply as a gradation effect, then that's when the longevity would disappear quite quickly. In terms of applying the gradation effect, I feel like it is a little bit harder than doing the fuller lip just because of that moussey texture, and so I feel like applying that gradation effect, it just feels a little bit uneven on my lips. I know it's quite hard to tell on the camera, but it does take a little bit of a while. For me, I do love my fuller lip look, so I'm okay with applying fuller lip because I love the finish of it. I love how it amplifies like that blurriness on the outer part of the lip. It just looks really pretty, and it's easy to actually, you know, transfer from the bottom to the top or top to the bottom. When you're putting like this, it's easy to apply compared to like trying to do that gradation effect, if that makes sense. Here comes the mask test. So I'm just gonna put like this, and I'm just gonna pretty much just move around my lips. I just wear properly and just move around a little bit so you guys can see like how much it transfers, because you know, when you wear face masks, you do go outside and talk quite a bit or move your lips quite a bit, so we'll see. As you can see from here, look at that, it has smudged quite a bit, and I'm going to kiss my hand, and you can see straight away it does transfer quite a bit. And bear in mind, this has already settled for quite a bit and it does transfer. Last but not least, we're going to do the swatches, so let's get started. This one is a number 1, and I have to say that this is more like an apricot coral nudie shade for me, but also have a little bit of that pink undertone, which is very beautiful, and I would have to say that this is probably the lightest color in this collection. Number 2, I thought I'll feature in here as well, even though I don't have it. I can see why it's a very popular color because it states that it's supposed to be like an MLBB shade, so I'll put like a little clip here so you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys have this color, let me know down below what your thoughts are, because I'm very curious and I really want to get my hands on this. Then we have number 3, and I have to say that this is probably like the darkest brown shade in this collection, or like the red shade, because it has a combination of red and brown, so it's sort of more like a brick red but leaning more towards that brown undertone, which I think is really nice and it's actually a really unique shade. Then number 4 is also another brown shade, and I absolutely love this one because I find this very unique. This one has like a combination of brown and it's like a little bit of red undertone, but it's more red color shade, and this one I feel like it's like a chocolate brown shade. However, this one does attach to a lot of your dry patches, so definitely have to exfoliate before actually using this. But I absolutely love this brown shade, and I would choose this one over the Purest Brown. Number 5 is probably like the brightest color in this collection, and it's like a very neon fuchsia pink shade with a bit of that purple undertone. It's definitely very bright, very spring-like color. However, applying this and the finish of this is absolutely beautiful. You can definitely see the blurriness like of the finish is actually very nice. Number 6, I love this one because you know it is a mauve shade, but this is more of like a gray undertone shade, and it's a little bit lighter than the next one that I will feature, but this one I would say is much more of a muted mauve pink shade. Then we have number 7, which I feel like is much more of a darker version and a little bit more of that warm tone compared to number 6, but I absolutely love this one as well, and I feel like this is more pinky as well, which is beautiful. So if you don't want something too gray undertoned like the Purest one, I would say this is definitely much more nicer. And if you ask me to pick one, it's very hard because I feel like I tend to be using number 6 more than number 7, but I also love number 7 as well. Last but not least is this one I'm currently wearing right now, which is like your standard red shade, but again this is very bright, it's very beautiful, it's very reddish like. I feel like it's very pretty, but also you can see a little little bit of hint of that pinky undertone as well. So as you can see from all of the colors, majority of them I personally feel like it has a hint of pink to it or red to it or a little bit of brown. So you can see the pattern of the colors in this collection. Let me know what you guys think as well. And in terms of the comparisons, I'm not going to go into much details with the whole Peli Pella in matte tint because I really do want to do a part 2. So definitely stay tuned on that, and I will definitely do a review on that as since I need the time because of my baby, but I also have to wait for the shipment to come through, which is taking ages, but it will come, so please be patient. But in the meantime, just put any questions you have in terms of the comparisons that you want me to feature in that video, and I'll definitely talk about it, so it will be like a full-on detailed video for you guys. But what I'll do to end this video, I will show you guys some of the romance tint that I have as well in terms of the color comparisons, so you guys can see it did manage to find some similarities for a lot of it, except for number 6 and number 7, I think, with, you know, the whole mauvey pink shade. But most of it you can sort of find very similar colors with the other romance tint. So I'll end this video with the swatches and comparisons. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.